Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to update your sync to sync 3. So there's a new version out. You have to download it to a USB drive, plug the USB drive into your truck, and then it will update the version to sync from, I think mine's 2 point something, and it'll update to 3. So when you're going to update your sync, you want to create an account. If you don't already have one, create one. After you create one, you just need to put in your vehicle identification number. It will bring up your vehicle and it will give you the correct version that you need of the software. Once you do that, all you need to do is come up to the search bar right here and then go to how to check your sync software version. Type that in, it'll bring this page up or bring you close to it. You need to click on this, and then once you do that, you just need to go to visit the sync for updates. It'll bring you here, it'll take a second, and then it will pop up with the version that you need to download. So to download the version 3, if you have a Mac, you need this application right here, and it does take 60 minutes or around 60 minutes to do. So you want to come to begin sync update. The sync software update is pretty straightforward. It walks you through every step. When you unzip this, you're going to unzip it to the jump drive or the USB drive, and you don't want to have this file on the USB drive. You just want to unzip it so all the files from the zipped file are on the USB drive. And to do that, if you have a Mac, you're going to need to get this stuff at Expander 16. It's free on the App Store. So once you download it, just open it, and you will be able to do that once this is finished downloading. It's going to take a little bit, so I'm going to come back to it. My internet here is kind of slow, you know, the Wild West out here. So 20 minutes from now, I'll come back, and then I could unzip it, move it to the USB. And for the USB drive, you want to have an 8 gig USB drive. I just went and got a jump drive. You need an 8 gig, but I got 256 just for later on. I could use this on all other kinds of stuff, but right now I'm going to use it to update the Sync 3. Now that everything's downloaded the USB, just unplug it, and don't need the laptop anymore. You're going to come over here and plug this into this homie right here. So you can see right there that I have Sync 3 and the version is 2.2. So this should update it. I tried this a few times on my Mac and I was unsuccessful. I tried to download the files from Ford and then extract them to the USB drive, but every time it said the files were corrupt. I just tried it on my old Windows computer. I've had the thing since 2005, downloaded the files, and it extracted them to the USB drive. So we're going to see if it actually works and starts to update now to Sync 3 version 3. So what you need to do, I'm going to start the truck. Let this thing boot up. I'm going to go to the nav and then the home screen. I don't believe that you need to be in the screen, but it does tell you if it starts to upload the files. This is the USB drive that I got, and you just need to plug it down into this slot right here. Make sure it's connected. There should be a little thing up here if it's going to work. If not, it gives you an error. So it is updating the system software now, and I believe it has an issue with Mac software, so it doesn't want to convert it. Even when I used their you know, they had an extractor on Ford's website to download. I downloaded it, still didn't work. So I did bust out my old laptop since I've had since college from 2005. Tells you how old I am, and it's working now. So this should take a few seconds, or not a few seconds, I think it takes like 30 minutes or so to update. Alright, so it just said updating for quite some time, and then it just went to restarting system, and now it's restarting the Ford Sync. So we'll see what it says now. I did the first process and it restarted the sync. I then had to go do something, so I just left the truck sitting here. I pretty much just locked it, and the ignition was off, but it still had the USB drive down in the port, and it did complete installing the version 3 of Sync 3. So that's pretty much how you do it, and you can see that it's all good to go and everything. So we're gonna go over here and see if this stuff seems like it works and flows a lot smoother. The nav is kind of taking a little bit longer. Maybe there's something, it says it's still updating. So it also needs to connect to Wi-Fi and update that way as well. Now that Sync has successfully updated from the USB drive, you need to click over here and find an available network or your home network. It's still kind of a little bit quicker than it was, but still slow, so it may be another issue. There is a module that is behind, that bolts to the screen right here, that does go bad, so I may have to order that, and that should resolve this whole issue with it freezing and going slow, which I think is probably the issue. So if once I connect to Wi-Fi and it does its little update, if it still does this lagging issue, I'm going to have to order the new module for behind the screen for this unit, and then pull the screen. You pretty much just pop this top off up here, pull some 7mm bolts out, pull this whole face off, and then you pull off the you pull out this whole screen, and behind it there's a module that you just replace. After the update has installed off the USB drive, you want to go connect your Sync to Wi-Fi, then come here and then click scan for updates. All it's going to do is pretty much finalize the update that you loaded on your USB drive. This will make sure everything is correct and how it is supposed to be. It should take a few seconds to a minute, and it will pretty much just, you know, those little circle things right there will go around and around, and then it'll tell you if it is or isn't ready to go. So there it is. It shows that the last update checked. It verified it. It doesn't really say anything. It just pretty much gives you a, you know, that you checked it, and if there was anything to be updated, it would now let you know, and then you can go to your current software version. You can see it's Sync 3 version 3.0. So I'm going to go ahead and connect my phone through Bluetooth, see if everything still works correctly. It's kind of a little bit laggy, but I don't know if that's how it's supposed to be or not when it's searching. So let's go to
search.
Let's see. Continue.
For your view.
Okay, so hear her voice, how she's lagging. I'm still having the issue that I was having before. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to order the module behind this Sync screen and replace it, because that is most likely the issue, because that controls the Sync, and I've seen quite a few instances on forums where replacing that resolved this weird lagging issue. So come to find out, I just got off the phone with the dealership, and the module that bolts to the back of this screen that controls it, the issue I'm having with it being laggy and the girl's voice in there, like, you know, being laggy and cutting out and stuff and not knowing what to do. The module has an issue. It goes bad. It makes it lag. They are back ordered from Ford by, he said, at least 100. I'm surprised that this hasn't become a recall on the trucks, because it pretty much affects this whole system. It affects the, you know, the parking sensors and all those external sensors that you use, the backup cameras, the camera system, you know, your navigation, anything that's connected to the Sync, it pretty much uses, and they're having an issue with it. So it's pretty surprising to me that it hasn't been a recall and they're not doing something proactively to fix this issue. The module is going to be like $600 something to repair this whole thing, where it's, you know, it's like super slow. It doesn't want to do stuff. It's actually, yeah, kind of working here. Let's see how long it takes to GPS to actually do anything. But yeah, it's definitely an issue, and I'm kind of disappointed in Ford that they haven't fixed this issue, or even, you know, come out with a solution or even a bulletin about this issue, with so many people having to replace these that they're backordered that much. That's the end of this video. I'm pretty disappointed in Ford just because that whole sync issue, I feel like it should be a safety concern. It controls the camera system, it controls the navigation. With so many backordered units, it seems like they should know about the issue that they're having with the sync system. 2017 isn't that old. I think they use the same module in 2019. So to have an issue like that that affects cameras and navigation and whatever, you know, that sync controls a lot of stuff in the truck. I just think that it should be more, you know, noticed than it really seems like it is being by Ford. On the other part of it, I wish I could get one so I could fix it, so when I connect to my Bluetooth and everything in my phone, it didn't do weird stuff, because it connects and disconnects and connects and does all kinds of weird stuff. The lady's voice on there is irritating. If she starts talking, it takes her like an hour to finish her sentence, and all that stuff. So if you like the videos, make sure to click that subscribe button. Comment below, give this video a thumbs up. See you guys in the next episode.